This is your Origami heavy duty 4-tier rack. And it's a 2-pack, you're actually getting 2 of them. We featured this last hour. We've been featuring it all day. And I was saying we used to offer these 1 rack at a time. And you used to buy them 1 rack at a time. But you kept coming back more and more and more that we said, okay, why not offer a 2-pack? So as our today's special, this is the time to now be able to have all of this storage space that is not gonna rust, that is not gonna corrode, that you can use indoors or outdoors. You can choose to put the wheels on it or not. You do not have to build this up from screws and nuts and bolts because it comes to you assembled. All you do is open it up and decide where you're gonna put it. And you can decide if you want the wheels on it or not, and we're gonna help you out with, making that choice. You're gonna choose colors. I'm gonna back up all the way to all of the colors that we have for you so that we can start from the beginning, okay? And while we go through the colors, I want you to also notice some of the ideas of what we put on our storage racks, because they don't always only have to be in the garage, although you can do that too. So we've got it for you in this beautiful bronze. You can see that right here. Next to that, we have it in platinum. And platinum is this beautiful bright metal color, so that's the platinum. Next to platinum, and you can see platinum we have kind of decked out like a home office. Next to that, we've got white, which is always very popular, and we try to bring in the most in white as possible. I'll try to stay out of keep my face out of the camera, sorry. So we've got it for you in white, and you can see that that is decked out like for a kitchen setup. Next to that, we've got it in black, and look at this. If you are gonna put this in the garage, look at how much and how big of a storage solution this could really be for you. So there it is in black. We have it in teal, which we have not seen teal in a very long time, but teal is back as part of our today's special. And we've got bins, ours is filled with bins in the teal. We could have even put them on the very top shelf because remember, it's 4 shelves. This is a new color and it's called cranberry. So if you like a little bit more, a little brighter, it's a little more berry. It's not a red, we do have red, but if you like more of the berry colors, a little bit more on the pink side, then you're gonna go with this beautiful cranberry. Brand new. Also a brand new color, which is this hunter green, and I love the idea of having my gardening setup, gardening tools and supplies set up here. About 500 of them left in this hunter green, just so you know. Next to that, we've got red, which is also a very popular color. So if you want red, you can go ahead and order. And remember, I'm only showing you 1, but you're getting 2 of them. You're getting them $60 off and free shipping, which is a huge savings. So I don't want you to miss out on any of the deal and the savings that you're getting here. And then this is the original color of the Origami heavy duty storage racks. And this is your pewter. If you bought these in pewter 10, 12, 15 years ago, this is the same pewter. So it will match what you already have. Give me a quick update again, Pat, on only 350 left?
What?
Really? In the pewter? Oh my gosh. Okay, let's bring in Lou Caputo before the pewter goes.
We better get on this because...
I know. Lou brought these to us 15 years ago.
I did.
And they're still a today's special because you love them.
Yes, they're still here and I'm still here.
Yeah.
So, you wanna hear something crazy, folks? This is the color that we bought the most of.
What?
Yes, of the pewter. So if you're thinking maybe you might want to get in on this deal today, maybe do it now.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here selling this today.
Right.
And here's why I say that. And in all seriousness, people wait all year round, all year for this. We haven't done this particular rack as a today's special since January of 23.
Wow.
I mean, so over a year since we've actually offered this. And when I say today's special, not just a today's special, I'm talking about the free shipping, which is huge. These weigh 37.5 pounds each, 75 pounds of steel coming to your house, free. The flex. And then again, the price for the today's special. So if you can get all 3 of those, I call it the hat trick, the trifecta, you need to do it. Now, here's why this is such a big deal and why people love these so much. If you've never seen Origami before, when you look at these are 12 linear feet of storage, each of them, okay? The shelves measured 3 feet across by 18 inches deep. So they're a foot and a half, which is give you an extra half foot of storage over most shelving systems that are on the market, okay? These shelves are made out of powder coated steel, so you can use them indoors, you can use them outdoors. You can hear the quality in these. They're gonna resist chipping, scratching, and most importantly, corrosion, okay? Here's the other thing about origami. It's named after the ancient Japanese art of paper folding, and the reason for that is what I'm about to show you. I can take this 12 linear feet of storage, and with just a flick of the wrist and a little kick of the foot, bring this down to 4 inches wide. So these are the same rack. The one next to me on my left and the one that's over here in my right hand, same exact rack. This and this, same thing, okay? You can fold these down. Now, this is also how it's going to arrive at your house. The nice man who delivers your package is going to show up with a 75-pound box of steel. Be nice to him,
yeah.
okay, or her, because these are heavy. To set them up, the hardest thing you're gonna do is get them out of that cardboard box. So they pack them really, really well so they don't get damaged in shipping. But watch this. All you've gotta do is grab the sides, pull it open. It's gonna drop open that easily. I'm gonna spin it around so you can see the back. You do not have to spin it at home. Right here, that is the origami toggle, that patented design. All you're gonna do is thread this through like this, give it a little push down, and a little boom, just like that. Now the whole thing just sat down. The bottom of this is already stable, which is pretty amazing. Then you just flip over the top like this, and you're done by just putting this one little latch into place, just like that. It just drops right in there, and you're good to go. Now, the only other thing you got to think about is the wheels, because we ship you 4 wheels for each one of these racks, and it's up to you if you want to use the wheels or not, because we realize not everybody's going to want to roll them around. They may be living in a certain spot. So the implication of the wheels is this. If you put the wheels on it, it's going to raise it 3 inches off the ground. It starts out at 60 inches tall. It's 63 with the wheels on it, okay? When you do that, we don't want them to get tippy, so we say, listen, just put 75 pounds on each shelf. Limit yourself to that, for a total of 300 pounds with the wheels on it. Now, I say that like it's nothing. That's actually quite a bit of weight that you can roll around, and these are really, really good wheels. You notice that there are 2 locking wheels on these, on each one. Okay, so you got 4 wheels total on each one, but 2 of them are gonna be locking. Now, if you don't think you're gonna be rolling it around, if you want the maximum weight capacity, I am talking about the crazy number I'm just gonna throw out here, then don't put the wheels on it. Lay it on the ground, flat on the ground without the wheels. 250 pounds per shelf is the weight capacity. So there's 4 shelves. That's 1,000 pounds that you can put on this rack, and 1,000 pounds you can put on this rack. Combined, 2,000 pounds. Now, last I checked, 2,000 pounds was a ton. Okay, so you're literally buying a ton of storage when you buy these right now.
Yes, you are.
That's
and
a lot.
You would be in great company, because thousands of these have been ordered over the years and today, as our today's special. And if you're seeing this and you're saying, wait a minute, this is origami that is so simple to use, so many places and so many things that I can use this for. When I'm not using them, they fold up flat.
Yeah.
So I love, to your point, you said this last hour, that it's not something that once I open it, it's open forever.
Yeah, forever.
Once I close it, it's closed forever.
Yeah,
no, you can open and close every day if you want to.
Thousands of times. It's made to be opened and closed.
Absolutely.
And we'll start at the far end this time.
Okay.
Because I want people to see some of the uses for this. And you can use them indoors because they are powder coated steel, but you can use them outdoors as well. So you're gonna notice that we jump back and forth a lot here, going inside, outside, with these. So this one right here for the office, okay? If you've got an office in your home, outside of your home, wherever it is, it doesn't matter. You're probably paying too much for the furniture, okay? Because it's quote unquote office furniture. Right. Origami is as good, if not better, than any of the office furniture you're gonna find out there. Big shelves on it, holds a massive weight capacity, and it looks good doing it too. That's the thing about it. And there's not a lot of shelving systems that are on the market that'll hold this much and have wheels. So if you take that into consideration, maybe you still work in a business where you still have to have a lot of paperwork, you still have to have files, you still have to have, all sorts of things that have to be able to move around. These are perfect to use to move those things around in the building.
Absolutely. And you can see simple, and it stays where they're supposed to be.
Right.
Really, really amazing. So when we say storage, don't just think when I'm cleaning up my garage, although you can do that as well.
You can. Yeah.
But just think about decluttering certain areas of your home, making it easier for you to see and to get to and to reach and to have access to from all sides.
Right.
Because a lot of times too, when it comes to storage, it's permanent storage in one spot, and it doesn't always work for our lifestyle.
Right.
And it's another reason why there are over 3,580 reviews on this right now, making it a customer pick, because it's versatile to whatever you need it to be.
Yeah, no, it really is. And to that end, you know, if you want to put it in your kitchen, if you want to put it in your laundry room, you want to put it in the kids' room, you want to put it in the bathroom, all those places work. But if you look at this right here, look how great this looks in this beautiful, crisp, clean white with that pop of red on there from that stand mixer. And then there's actually a massive convection oven on the bottom right there. So you could see you've got a ton of space on this. But if you're one of those folks out there that loves all these kitchen electrics that make life so much easier and so much faster preparing dinner, your air fryers, your Instapots, all those different things, where in the world are you keeping all this? Because your house is bigger than mine then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we got a lot of our stuff is on an origami rack in the garage for that very reason. We can see it, we know it's there, but on the other hand, we don't have room for it in the kitchen.
That's right.
And that's fine. That's a good thing. But these are great if you want to put it in a walk-in closet, a walk-in pantry, anything like that. These are absolutely wonderful for that as well.
For sure. So I love that we've got this idea. White, always very popular. So I'm glad that we've got white still as part of our today's special. And I say still because we do have, it's available all day, and we do have other shows. But when we start to let you know that some of the colors are starting to get limited, but that's the color that you had your eyes on, I don't want you to wait too long to get those. Okay, this is what I initially think about when I think heavy duty rack.
And this is what everybody initially thinks of is I'm gonna get stuff off the floor of my garage and see if I can get my car in there. You know what I mean? Because that's the thing. A lot of people don't understand that your car's supposed to be in the garage. It's not supposed to be sitting baking in the sun, ruining the paint and the seats and the interior and everything else. That's why I say, if you could take advantage of the vertical storage in your garage and get stuff off the floor, this is the way you want to go. And everything that's on here, by the way, is real. That's a real tire. That's real 2x4s right there. All of it real. Earlier I said something about how these are powder coated steel. The other thing that Origami did that was really good is they didn't chintz on the wheels. They didn't get cheap on those. They said, you know, let's put the good wheels on here. And notice, with just 2 fingers on one hand, I can roll this back and forth very easily, okay?
Yes.
That's real wood, and I'm telling you, there's not a single person watching us right now that's gonna be able to pick up that entire pile of wood and walk around with all those 2x4s, even though they're already cut like that. It's gonna be really, really hard to do, but you could easily roll it and more on this origami rack.
And you roll it to where you need it to be instead of, think about this.
Super simple.
If you were doing a project and you had to get this wood across to the back of the house, do you take it one at a time or do you just roll it through? This is as simple as could be.
Yeah, let me tell you a story about that. I recently had to patch a deck. Okay. And the way you patch a deck is you find out where the weak boards are, and then you've got to put in scabs and there's a whole process to it, and you're cutting the wood. The amount of time I spent walking back and forth between the saw and going to the deck and going, and then my truck and getting more and going, it was just, and here's the thing, I didn't have an origami rack with me. So it wasn't like an option for me at the time, but if I did, my life would have been so much easier. The day would have been shorter. My back wouldn't have hurt as much. I mean, the list goes on. And that's why I tell people, think outside of the box with origami, okay? I know people that use these as dollies to move furniture around, to move belongings around, which, you know, not just like, you know, in their house, but like from house to house. So there's a lot of ways that you can use these. Do you have a storage unit? Because if you do, you are doing yourself a disservice if you do not have origami racks in your storage unit. Because these things will take the size of your storage unit and double or triple it, because you're going to take advantage of that vertical space. I heard you talking before about how we've only got 3 tubs on here, we could do 4. I don't have an answer as to why we don't have 4 tubs on here, okay? But here's what I know. Here, wait, this will make me feel better. There. Okay, here's the thing. All right, by doing that, instead of piling these up on top of each other, you're gonna be amazed at, number one, how much better the contents are going to fare, okay? Because when you start piling them on top of each other, that weight, gravity does this weird thing where it pulls everything down, all right? And so that means whatever's on the bottom is getting all of that on top of it. Plus, it's so much easier to find stuff. I just bring these out just a little tiny bit. I can look inside of them. Whereas if they were stacked, I'm gonna be sitting there having to go through everyone and move all of them, and I don't wanna have to do that. And then the other thing too is that if it's already on wheels in your storage unit, it just makes it easier. You can really pack it closely. In my storage unit, I had 2 rows of 3. So meaning 3 in the front, 3 in the back, side by side, literally touching each other. To get in and out of my storage unit, the people that were around me thought I was insane because they just would look at this wall of stuff and be like, this guy's nuts. He's got all these shelves touching each other. He's never gonna be able to get in there, but I could just wheel it out. Go in there, do what I needed to do. You know, and they had to wait for the cart to take their stuff down to their car. Guess who didn't have to wait? this guy.
Yeah, because you
just
could just
rolled the
wheel
whole
it.
thing.
And think about that, like you said, you're maximizing the space because what you pay, I mean, sometimes what they charge per month for storage units, you want to get the maximum use out of those if possible, and this is the way to do it. I love the idea, like you were talking about the bins, because sometimes when you're moving bins around, it can get heavy, you get tired, you start to get a little bit careless, you're not as, you know, even if it says fragile, that's the first one you throw.
You are not gentle at that point.
That's right, and it's only because it's just cumbersome.
Yeah.
This is the opposite of cumbersome. So I love this idea just to show you, even if you're saying I'm organized because I have bins, but if the bins aren't usable, if you can't get to them from the front, from the back, from the side, then this is an easy way, and we're just giving you options of how you're going to use yours.
You know, I always say with origami, you're only limited by your imagination. So once you get it home, you're going to start coming up with all kinds of stuff. We're just trying to give you a little jump start, just kind of get you going. Now, this one right here, this is a brand new cranberry color as well. Okay, just launched last night. So if you've been looking for like that different color in origami, this is probably the one here. But you know, for the laundry room, for a guest bedroom, for you know, any of those places, if you need that piece of furniture, you need it quickly, this is perfect for that as well. Plenty of room on this. You know, if you're looking for some place to stack your 14 rolls of toilet paper or whatever, this is perfect for that. You know, laundry baskets, everything.
Yes.
This one here is maybe one of my favorites because I love the fact that this shows you an outdoor use. All right, for planting, you know, for potting, for herb gardens, anything like that. Because it is powder-coated steel, the water's not going to hurt it. Salt won't hurt it. You can water the plants literally on the shelf and then let it drain through to the ground, and it absolutely will not hurt these. All of my origami shelves that I've had for a decade and a half now, they've only ever been cleaned off with a hose. I just wheel them outside, get them wet with the hose. Sometimes I dry them off, sometimes I don't care and I don't. You know, and either way, they look great and it doesn't hurt them.
I love this. You know what we could also put on this shelf in particular? Fertilizer.
Oh, potting soil.
That comes, potting soil.
Yes.
Potting soil. I usually call it dirt.
Dirt. You put dirt on there.
Potting soil that comes in those big heavy bags.
Yeah, oh, I'm familiar.
And you don't want to put them on the ground.
Right.
Because sometimes there's a flood, sometimes the garage gets wet or what have you.
That's a good point.
And it's so nice to be able to have something, when you spend money on it, that you can put it in a place that you know it's not going to get ruined just because of where you set it.
Right.
So if you can have it on the shelf, and then, once again, you don't have to pick it up and carry it to where you're going to be doing your potting. You just roll it to where you're going. It just makes life not only more organized and decluttered, but just more convenient.
Yeah.
And when it comes to convenience, that's why we're giving you two, because you want it two at a time anyway.
Yeah,
Many people were buying them over and over, and it just makes it easy.
Right, and don't forget, folks, let's kind of just take a little trip back to the beginning of this whole presentation. The thing about origami is, first of all, you're getting two. We got to mention that again, all right? You are getting two of these. They're both free shipping. They both have the flex. They both have the amazing today's special price. So all that still applies, okay? But the other thing to remember is this, that when you're not using these, how easy is it to just break these down and stow these away? I mean, that's literally the entire process there. So if you're looking at them right now and you're thinking, like, I don't need two.
Right.
I can start with one. I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to get one and you're going to wish you had two. Because that's why we sell two. Because that kept happening. People kept doing that. Now, the other thing is, I have a lot of origami racks. I have lost count at this point how many we have, but they're, suffice to say, more than a dozen, maybe 2 dozen. I'm not sure.
Wow.
I got a lot. Well, because I got them in my warehouse, I got them in my office, I got them, you know, they're all over my house, they're in my garage, they're everywhere. Okay, and they make a difference. They make my life a little bit easier, okay? But here's partially why that is, because even the ones I don't use all the time, I leave them folded up in my warehouse or, you know, my garage or wherever. They're very thin. I mean, this is only 4 inches across, okay? So they don't take up a lot of space, but that's the point. Most shelving systems, when you have nothing on them, they're gonna always use that same footprint.
Yes.
Whether you put stuff on them or not, they're always gonna take up that same space.
Yeah.
These do not, okay? So these are a storage solution, not a storage problem. The other ones are a storage problem. When I need it, within seconds, I can just grab the side, pop it open like this. You know, we were timing me earlier, and I was like basically in 10 seconds I could open and close it 3 times, which is good.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I think that's darn good. But that means that when you need it, it's there and it's ready to go. Do you want to talk about the connecting racks?
Let's do it.
Should we
I
do
want to
that?
talk about the connecting racks because remember, you're getting to today's specials.
Yep.
2 of the racks, which is fantastic in and of themselves, but it's a separate purchase, but there are connecting racks, and it's also